This is the David Lloyd Tennis School at Intersport.com. In this guide we're going to look at spin. Spin causes the ball to rotate during flight and changes the way the ball flies before and after it bounces. We'll look at the various ways that spin is used in tennis, why it's important to master spin in your game, and what to do when your opponent uses spin against you. Understanding how to put spin on the ball yourself and how to respond if your opponent plays a shot with spin is an important stepping stone in the development of your tennis game. Let's start by looking at how spin is generated on the ball. The ball is made to spin when your racket moves either from below to above the height of the ball through contact, or from above to below the height of the ball. The strings will still make square contact with the ball, but the action of the racket and the speed of the racket head on contact will add different types of spin to the ball. Spin is used in different ways for different strokes. It can make it easier to control the ball and usually helps to keep the ball in court. It could also change the pace of the ball. However, a ball hit flat without spin will actually fly faster than a ball with spin. Spin will also change the height that a ball travels over the net and will change the angle of the bounce after the ball has landed. Let's look at spin in action, starting with the topspin forehand. Hitting the ball with topspin on a forehand changes the flight path of the ball. It will travel higher over the net, and the topspin on the ball causes it first to drop more quickly, not in the usual arc, and then to bounce up sharply at the receiver. We can see the impact of the spin when looking at the flight path and bounce of a topspin forehand in relation to that of the basic forehand that's played with little or no spin. Next, let's look at a slice backhand. A slice backhand generates backspin on the ball. As a result, the ball will travel with a much flatter path, fly lower to the net, land deeper in the court, and then stay low when it lands. Now let's look at adding spin to the serve. Again, we can do this with slice or topspin, and you can watch a guide about how to play each of these serves in this series of videos. The spin generated on a slice serve makes it easier to control the ball and increase the chance of keeping it in the court. The bounce height and flight path are different to that of a flat serve. The spin on the ball results in a lower bounce and causes the ball to move to the side after the bounce. Usually a right-hander serving to a right-hander will hit the slice serve wide into the deuce court because the ball then moves away from the receiver. However, in the advantage court, the ball would move towards the receiver. In both examples, the added spin will make it more difficult for the receiver to return the ball. If you're left-handed, then the wide serve will come in the advantage court and the body serve in the deuce court. In both cases, the impact of the serve will depend on whether your opponent is a left or right-hander. Here we can see the difference in ball flies and bounce in a slice serve compared with a flat serve. Firstly from the side, and secondly from above. Now let's look at the topspin serve. The topspin generated on the ball means the ball crosses the net at a higher trajectory, drops sharply, and then bounces up at the receiver. This makes it difficult for the receiver to return because the ball moves quickly out of their comfortable hitting area. Again, here we can see the difference in ball flight and bounce in a topspin serve compared to that of a flat serve. An extra thing to remember is that the court surface you're playing on will influence the impact that spin has on the bounce of the ball. So that's spin. Let's recap. Spin changes the flight path of the ball both before and after it bounces. Spin can be used to add control, but it can also be used to place your opponent under pressure. You can use spin in ground strokes and when serving, and the impact of the spin on your opponent will depend on the side of the court you're hitting to and whether your opponent is left or right-handed. So now that you have the different sorts of spin mastered, be sure to check out all the other useful video guides, playing tips and fitness advice at Intersport.com. Intersport.com, the home of world-class sports coaching online.